Welcome to the CFN inaugural fish off.
Your second nibble since 6 a.m.
The game wardens were shooting, they had shotguns with blank rounds, and they said that she was close to 500 pounds.
So we have 3 teams in this year's CFN fish off.
Let's see how this turns out.
From Toronto, we have Mike Consul, and from Brampton, my good friend Red Andal.
Oh yeah, CFN fish off week 2, we got one. Put it right at the camera so it looks big.
From Cornwall, we have Mark and Erica Beehler.
Guess what we're doing? We're gonna go kick some butt, go fishing, and catch ourselves something massive.
From Toronto, we have Brandon Francey, and from Mississauga, we have Kevin Fernandez.
Let's go catch some bass.
First day we got there, after 10 minutes of setting up our site, the bear cub came walking through our site.
So how it works is the largest fish in each species is equal to 4 points. The second largest in each species is equal to 3, and so on and so on. The team that amasses the most points in the 6 weeks that they fish is crowned this year's CFN Fish Off winner. And the team that wins, on behalf of the Canadian Fishing Networks, gets to choose the charity of their choice to make a $500 donation. After week 1, we have the Beehlers with a slim 1-point lead with a total of 19 points. Mike and Red are not far behind with 18, and of course Brandon and Kevin are at 7.
All right, we're here this morning, week 2 of CFN fish off. I'm with my buddy Kenneth C. And look at the beauty of this bay. All right, so before we set up the boat, I like to cast at docks, because who knows, the last person who's here, there could be a bass just sitting there. So just a couple casts with the Senko. We'll see if there's anyone hiding there this morning. No one there. And one more time on this side. Now you don't want to spend too much time doing this, but you never know what's under there. So before we make a whole bunch of noise on the dock by stepping on it and setting up, we're just checking to see if anyone's home. All right, no one's home. Time to set up the boat. So there's the inflatable boat. Really tiny. You could fit into any vehicle. All right, Ken and I are ready. It's all inflated. We got our boards laid down. We got the motor mount and our rods. Let's go catch some smallies. So there's a stump right over there. 2 weeks ago, my buddy Greg and I got a double header, 2 4-pounders. So we will see in a cast Senko. We'll see if anyone's home today. It's like 2 feet from the shore, and then it drops quickly to about 12. So there's a lot of access to deep water, and then some structure there to hide around the stump. Looks like they're not home today, Ken.
Nope.
Nope.
That's all right, though. We'll keep searching.
Teeny tiny one. Teeny tiny bluegill. Ooh, there's one. Oh yes, I think we got it. Mark. Let's go measure. Sunfish. Yeah.
Here's a largie. Considering what we've been pulling out, that's pretty good. Sweet.
Ooh. Wow.
Hey CFN fans, and welcome to week 2, day 2 of the CFN fish off. Here I'm at Buckhorn Lake today, and this lake is known for a pretty good shore fishing, particularly for the species of largemouth bass, walleye, smallmouth bass, although I'm not going to be upgrading that because Brandon's in Algonquin, and hopefully he can upgrade our smallmouth bass there.
Brandon Francey here, fishing Algonquin Park, trying to get the length on a smallie, measuring in a little rocky. Potted up at 1. Let's see what it'll go. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Maybe 10 1/4. You guys can be the judge of that. Hope everyone's having a great weekend fishing. Cheers.
I'm going to try and get all of those today, minus the smallmouth bass, and if I'm content and I have some time left on my trip today, I'm going to try for, there's one other species in here that has eluded me so far. I still haven't caught one yet, but I've caught some. They're called muskie. They call it the fish of 10,000 casts. It's, a lot of you guys who fish know these fish. I still haven't caught one yet. I am a really good pike angler, but I haven't caught a muskie yet. So if I have enough time and I'm content with my catches today, I'll see if I can try and get a muskie. Although, you know, don't hope for that one.
Like I said, we're here with Ken C, Toronto urban angler, but Ken has also fished the world. What's some of the coolest places you fished, Ken?
Peru. I was in Peru last summer, and then I was in Komodo Islands, where the Komodo dragons live. I was there in November and did really well there.
So what's some of the coolest catches you've had?
Snakeheads are pretty high on my list. Really aggressive fish sometimes, yet on the flip side, they can also be quite shy sometimes, quite difficult. Sight fishing for them is really fun. And then a lot of the saltwater catches, they're beautiful, they fight hard, sometimes very aggressive. I like moray eels. I've caught moray eels and just hand lining them in cracks of rocks, trying to pull up this 3-4 foot eels.
Wow.
You know, from a crack in the rock, it's difficult, and you're fishing with 60-pound test just hand lining. adds another element. And sometimes, you know, we're fishing at night, so you have a flashlight or a headlamp on your head, and you're looking down, poking around with a chunk of squid around. It's a lot of fun. Sharks are a favorite of mine now. Pulls hard. You got to put in your hours. You got to make bait. You got to do everything right. And if you're lucky, you pull up a 6-foot lemon shark or a 7-foot nurse shark. That's a lot of fun. I'm up to about just shy of 750. I'm still trying to tally everything up because I've been busy, and I'm about 200 species behind on my list in terms of recording them.
So you've caught it, but you just haven't recorded it.
Yeah.
700. Oh my gosh.
I have friends. I know a couple of good friends of mine who are over 1,000 now, and they're still going at it. So who knows where they'll end up.
Ken, his first smallie. Put it right up to the camera. Look
Can't
at
make it
that.
look any bigger.
No matter how much you thrust your arm, Ken.
Yeah.
Can't make that
It's
smallie
not
look
gonna
big.
get any bigger.
All right, let's find his mom.
Yeah.
Rock bass.
Rock bass.
I don't think it has the 8-inch minimum.
No.
No.
It may not even hit the 7-inch. There it comes again. Oh, that's a nice one.
Stay down. Stay down. Oh,
Nice.
Ken, yeah.
That's a good one.
Woo.
Just as we were saying, we're getting nothing all day, and maybe a 7 is in there. This guy's not 7, but he's nice.
Oh, that is a 5 for sure.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Oh, yeah. Right there, official measurement,
Yeah.
19.5. Smallmouth bass, we don't know the weight, but we know he's 19.5 inches. Just before we're gonna leave, let's let him go so we can catch him
Beauty.
another day.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, CFN Fish Off week 2, we got one, Ken!
Yeah. Congrats, man. Nice fish.
Thank you. We just caught a big 19.5. Ken just hooked the one himself.
Good one.
What do you think, Ken? How big?
Maybe. Not that big. Not as big as yours.
Of course not as big as mine. Oh, he's a nice one, Ken.
Decent, yeah.
We finally found him. We were just gonna go back, but Ken said, let's do another pass. Let's see how many more are in there.
Not that big, but
Yes.
decent.
Decent fish. There's the fluke on the drop shot.
Nice little guy.
Yep, let me just take a quick picture of you. Nice. All right, let's put him back. He has to grow as big as his sister. Another pass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
let's
sure.
do it. So we're going back, gonna have some lunch. We were out from about 7 o'clock till 10:30-ish.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you know, our last spot and pretty much our last cast each is when we hit the fish.
Exactly. Never give up. You never know.
One of the cool rules that we have for our CFN Fish Off is if you bring kids with you, their catch and their points go towards your total.
What do you hope you're gonna catch? You don't know? Perch? Perch would be nice. I hope you get something wicked. Time will tell. It's a little windy and cold. I don't know how long we'll be out.
JC, where are we going?
To the dock to catch some fish.
All right, let's go. So we had a bunch of little hits on the Senko, but it looks like these fish are too big for such a big worm. So we are gonna use
Too big.
worm and a bobber, see if we can get whatever is biting us over there. Then hand it over to Kenya to reel it in. All right, we got the bobber in the spot where we want it. It looks like something's getting it, Kenya.
It's moving.
It is moving. It is moving. All right, Kenya, real quick, real quick. I think you got one this time, Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Kenya is fighting it. Kenya is fighting it. I think you got one this time, Kenya. What is it? Keep going, keep going. Chase, you got one.
Small, that's for sure.
It is a rock bass. It's a big one, Kenya. Kenya caught a rock bass. We're gonna measure that. We're gonna see if it's big enough for our CFN fish off. Oh, he fell down. But I think it was over 8 inches. Chase, what do you think? Was that over 8 inches?
Yeah, I wasn't looking.
There, Kenya, go. Reel it up, reel it up. Oh, that looks like a bigger one, Kenya. Reel it up, reel it up. We got another one, folks. Kenya, the bass, the rock bass master. Oh, get it over the motor. Okay, we got it, we got it. Let's measure this one.
It's big.
That is big.
Big. Do you want some soup?
Soup, you made some soup? All right, let's measure this one. We'll keep it on the hook this time. All right, so we got Kenya's fish still on the hook. This time I have Kenya holding the camera so that we can measure it properly.
It needs some soup.
And it is just over 8 inches.
Let it have some soup.
Good job, Kenya. Kenya, high five. 2 fish. Awesome. All right. Check it out
Let's see what it is.
from the dock.
See what it is.
Smallmouth bass. Let's measure it.
long.
Right now, the biggest bass that me and Red have is 15.5 inches. 15 inches. It's not big enough.
What?
So,
What?
we'll
It's
put them
not
away.
big. No, 8 inches.
Yeah, 8 inches is the minimum, but me and Red have one that's 15.5 inches. Let's see if we can get another one.
Up at Ontario and Elgin.
Nice.
We should measure it.
9.5 inches right there. They're very finicky fish, so. Marvelous.
Here we go.
It's a good one. Oh, that is a good one.
Shoot.
And it's gone.
Wow.
Damn.
That was a good one.
And today we have 2 special guests, Luke Stocking and his daughter Amy. We're gonna see if we can catch a
Early morning.
yeah, very early morning. We're gonna see if we can catch an even bigger smallmouth than yesterday. We got our first fish of the day.
Fish of the day.
Oh.
There it is.
It's not quite 20 inches, but you know. There we go. Nice little guy.
He is.
Yeah,
Want to give him a kiss?
No!
good job, Luke. So Amy's set up with the drop shot. So Amy, your line is a little bit slack. You want to reel it up? Reel up so there's tension on your line.
Yeah. Oh, oh.
Oh,
One.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey, there you go. Woo! Hey, you want to take it off the hook now?
No.
There you go, Amy.
Nice job, Amy. Look at that big rock bass.
All right. I don't think it meets the 8-inch minimum, but we'll see if we can find another one. Oh, here's a bite.
Yep. Yep.
There you go, Amy. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
The same one.
Could very well be the same one.
All right, the goal, Amy, we need a rock bass that is 10 inches.
Oh my.
Amy with another one.
It's like what, 5, 6 for you now?
There we go.
Grab the net.
There we
Oh,
go.
it's a big fish.
There we go.
What do I do?
Yes, grab it, Amy. Grab it, Amy. Grab it, Amy.
Come on, you can do it, Amy.
Oh, this is so
Got
weird.
him.
He's creepy. Why is he so big?
Right.
What kind
There
of
we
fish?
go. You didn't get skunked.
Got a smallmouth bass.
Nice.
Not quite the 20 inches we were looking
Not
for.
quite, but it's still pretty fish.
Yep. We got assistance from Amy for netting it.
Go. Good job, Amy. Nice netting.
Hit it 3 times. But it kept coming back for it.
A difficult
It was
fish.
hungry. Pretty fish.
That is a pretty fish. There we go.
That reaches about 8.5 inches. Sweet. That's 1 point. Look at that pig. 8.2-inch red-breasted sunfish. We have a red-breasted sunfish at 8.2 inches and a bluegill at 8.5 inches. They're definitely not as big as those slabs that Mike and Red are catching, or should I say Chase and her friends. But you know what? I'm really tired of sun fishing. Let's go catch some bass. Hey CFN fans, it's still week 2 of the CFN fish off, and it's been a tough bite out there. But I got a bass that's bigger than my bass this morning, and I'm gonna weigh him now. Actually, my GoPro batteries died, so I'm just leaving them charging right now. But I swear I caught this bass fair from that little dinghy boat that I was on, and he's still alive, he's still kicking, so I'm gonna try, and I'm actually filming this with my cell phone. I'm gonna try and see if I can get an accurate length on him right now. So let's see how long he is. So. He's about 14 and a half. That's long enough. It'll have to do for now. Cheers.
That was a nice jump.
Nice.
Holy cow, she's heavy.
Beauty! Where'd it go, guys?
Heavy, heavy, heavy. That's awesome.
You're not done, are you? Big male.
Yeah, it's male.
Yeah. Wow. That's gorgeous. So we got
It's not even near the snout.
we got about 32 inches.
Yeah.
King salmon.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Oh, there he goes. He's starting to regain energy.
There he goes. So like I said, I'm here with Luke Stocking. Luke, what organization do you work for?
It's called Development and Peace, Caritas Canada. And a lot of people haven't heard of us, but they would have heard of the Red Cross. And Caritas, the Caritas network, is the second largest humanitarian aid network in the world after the Red Cross. Been around for 50 years, trying to make a difference in the lives of the people of the global south, Africa, Asia, Latin America, the Middle East. Try and carry out our mission in 3 ways, helping when there's disaster, and giving people food when they need food, and shelter when they need shelter, medical attention. And then we also do long-term development work. We gotta get to the root causes of poverty and injustice. And then we do education here in Canada as well too. Educating people, because the more educating people is key to
what was that
catching
one?
a fish. Oh.
That was close.
You know, educating people a lot of people in Canada don't understand. I mean, they understand there's poverty, but they don't necessarily understand what the root causes are, and that sometimes we in Canada are even responsible for that poverty. It's a good life trying to make a difference in the world. If you're interested in getting involved, it's devp.org. That's like short for development. Or you could just Google Caritas Canada and you'd find us as well.
Now, one of the goals of the CFN Fish-Off was to show how accessible fishing can be even if you don't have a motorized boat. Things like inflatables, kayaks, canoes were all permitted during this event. But one of the main rules of the CFN Fish-Off is that there are no gas-powered boats allowed during our competition.
So what are we doing here on a kayak, Michael?
So we want to catch some fish, and for the CFN Fish-Off, we can't use any gas-powered boats. So kayaks like this, or canoes, or inflatables.
Muscle power.
Yeah, just muscle power.
Yeah.
We want to show the people that you don't need an expensive boat in order to catch big fish. And Red's going to show you how to catch big fish. What were you saying about that cold front, Red?
Well, I was reading up and they say it affected the bass bite big time. Bass weren't biting, so it's proving it to be true though. We have no bite. We have not landed any yet.
Right now, this is my first time ever fishing on a kayak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's
I've fished a little bit in the kayak.
kind of shaky. I'm surprised how fast you can move on the kayak.
Yeah.
And you can get a good troll.
Which lake are we at?
We are in the town of Huntsville on Oxbow Lake. There's smallmouth in here, lake trout in here,
Yeah.
as well as ling. You ever caught ling?
No, but I know about them.
Yeah.
They say it tastes good.
Yeah, they call it
poor man's lobster.
yeah, freshwater cod is what they call it.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lake trout or a ling for our CFN Fish-Off.
I don't know. We're catching it where we are. We're going for smallmouth bass
Yeah.
or largemouth. Do you think there will be largemouth here?
No, I heard there's no largemouth in here. Okay. Actually, the smallmouth bass were introduced into all these lakes in Muskoka. So I was always wondering, how come there's no largemouth here?
So they were just like stocked here.
Yeah, they were
grow,
stocked.
multiply. Well, there's a lot of them now.
Yep, but even though there's so many of them, we can't find any.
I know. It's a cold front. But let's give it a try.
But right here, look at that. Look at that.
That looks fishy.
There's got to be something in here.
That looks fishy and smells fishy.
Hey Red, how many fish did you catch on the kayak?
I didn't. But Audrey did. She caught a lot of minnows.
Oh yeah?
Into the boat. Yeah, she fell over.
Oh yeah. His wife fell in the boat. A lot of minnows were stuck inside.
So we're moving to spot number 2 again.
We're gonna go back to my honey hole. I've never been shut out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna go see if we
Let's
can
not
catch
break
smallie.
the tradition. Let's go.
Okay. So our fishing trip is done. If you look at all of Red's rods at the front of the boat, none of them have any lures because snag after snag after snag after snag.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna rename this lake Snaggy Lake.
In 8 years I've been coming here and I have never been skunked. Red has come, we've had 2 trips and I've got skunked twice.
Dude, you're putting it on me, eh?
I'm gonna refer everyone watching to a YouTube video that I have that says Bass Galore, and it shows you how many bass I can catch here in 45 minutes. 30 bass in 45 minutes, and Red comes and I catch none in 2 sessions. You donated how many lures to this lake? All right, we're gonna hit the town of Huntsville. We're gonna see if we can catch a walleye offshore and make
Get
this
rid
trip
of
worth
the
it.
skunk. There's no fish here. in Huntsville. There's nothing. I've only seen 2 rock bass my whole day here.
Any fish in Huntsville?
They're nibbles.
Your second nibble since 6 a.m. Any fish in Huntsville, Red?
No. Zero.
Red, what's up? Why come we not fishing?
This is brutal. We've been fishing since this morning, 6 a.m. It's already 6:30 p.m. No fish. Skunked.
So,
Yeah.
oh my gosh! Is it possible? Is it possible?
The biggest wallback I've tried in my life.
Oh my gosh!
I can eat this with one bite. Oh my gosh.
How long have you been fishing for?
Well, it's 6 a.m. What time is it right now?
6:30 p.m.
Yeah. 12 hours of fishing and we got this. A rock. At least you can live it.
Can we measure it? Does it qualify?
No, it doesn't even, it's not even 1 inch.
Let's pose for a picture. Put it right at the camera so it looks big.
There you go.
There we go. Huntsville fishing at its best.
There you go. World-class fishery. You're going back.
I guess this is the walk of defeat, Red.
That's what you call the walk of shame.
The walk of shame. Look, we have more rods than we have fish. Red, what's up?
What is up? Wow.
Rock back you caught.
I mean, dude, that's 0.1275 pounds.
You're right. That was one bite. That was one bite.
For the whole 12 hours, that's what we got.
We caught some like wicked fish
We gotta see.
that hopefully
what
no
other
one
people-
can beat.
I went up to Algonquin Park to our favorite lake, which is Lake of Two Rivers. I went up with my girlfriend and her mother. It's got Lakers, a lot of big smallies, big rock bass, and lake trout.
Man, you know what? That's probably my most skunkiest day out fishing, eh? That's a record holder.
World-class Muskoka fishery.
Bear cub came walking through our site, which was cool. I had never seen a bear that size in my life, so that was cool.
You got right up there and filmed it too, right?
Yeah, I got pretty close to him, following around. That was fun.
Courageous.
So,
I would have stayed away from your bear cub for sure. Mama's around somewhere. Did Mama show up?
We saw the last day.
Yeah?
The last day she came, we heard everybody yelling. The game wardens were shooting. They had shotguns with blank rounds.
Okay.
Making noise, trying to. And she, we spoke to the guys that had the campsite that she came running through, and they said that she was close to 500 pounds. I didn't see her myself, but big bear. We rent a canoe every year we go there. We rent a canoe, and ironically, every year, the majority of my fish and all my biggest fish, as far as smallies, come right off the beach in the morning on a big popper.
Look at that.
Holy, like everyone got smallmouth this week.
17.5.
So it was 17.625, so just over 17.5. That was on a popper. I was really expecting to catch a bigger smallie than that.
Last week we had a smallmouth. We entered at
Yeah.
17 inches, and now that's in third. So
Yeah, the only thing we're submitting in week 2 is a smallmouth bass.
Yeah, that's why if you look at our standings, we are currently on 3rd place now. Look at this.
Yeah, I know, from 2nd place to last place.
Well, that's just 1 place down, but I mean,
The winning one was a 19.75 inch by Mike and Red.
I don't think no one's beating that smallie. That smallie is almost 20 inches.
The bass bite was really off for some reason. I couldn't figure out what it was. I think it's just that, cold at night, hot in the day.
got a
I
lot
found
of
that.
rain.
Yeah, we did get a lot of rain. Yeah.
the largemouth category.
Okay.
Okay, so well, ours wasn't very big, but theirs is slightly bigger.
I caught a lot of bass, but none of the big ones, right? So the biggest one I had was what, I think it was 13 and a half or
Largemouth,
14 and a half or something ridiculous.
14.75.
Yeah,
actually,
it was like a 2.5 pounder. It wasn't big, but for the amount of time that I put into bass, I usually just slay them one after another. You know, we did tournaments and we're just smashing them. It was just one of those days where it was just tough, you know. I was so excited to catch a 2.5 pound bass.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be a problem for us to beat them next week.
Yeah, we'll have to we'll have to up that one.
While fishing for bass, I caught that crappie actually. I went to an island that had a drop off on it and I was hoping to get a bass throwing a spinnerbait, and I got a decent sized crappie. I don't think anybody's beaten that slab that Mark caught, the 13 and a half. But you know, it scored, so that's 3 points.
Yep.
Kevin Brandon, 9.56 inches. So nowhere near our 13 inch.
13.37.
Yeah, we're good.
We are good.
We're still good for that one.
We are still cruising in the crappie department.
Buckhorn's known for one particular species of fish called muskie, and they call it the fish of 1,000 casts. I've heard 10,000.
First, when I started really getting into fishing, which wasn't long ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I always knew of them as the fish of 1,000 casts.
Yeah.
And it seems like over the last a year and a half, 2, they've graduated to the fish of 10,000 casts. So.
Here's one that's cool that we added to our entries. We added a Chinook salmon.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
30.5 inches, baby.
The Beehlers, man, frick. They caught a salmon and a rainbow trout.
Did you see that video? The jumping video?
Yeah.
They're quite the fishing couple.
Do you know how to salmon fish? Yeah.
I know how to fish salmon from the ocean supermarket.
Week 1 we were way behind.
Yeah.
And right now we're in second.
Nice.
We're beating Mike by 1.
Okay,
the Beehlers are 7 points ahead of us, but the Beehlers didn't catch much this week.
Okay.
I think we put in the most points in week 2.
Nice.
Kevin Brandon, 20. Mike and Red, 19.
Us 27.
Us 27. Sweet.
We can't help it.
Okay, awesome.
So Mike, stay in bed. Don't go fishing, buddy.
Well, I'll try to hit it this weekend, but next weekend we're going to that lake together.
Tomorrow Lake. Yeah.
And the Beehlers, we're coming for you, man.
We're gonna have to continue catching different species.
We're not coming for you that hard, so just slow down.
Yeah.
But, you know,
slow down.
Slight jog, and then, you know.
Let's see what our teams have in store for week 2. After 2 weeks of fishing, the Beehlers remain in the lead with 27 points. Brandon and Kevin have jumped into second place with 20 points, and of course, Michael and Red have dropped back to third with 19. Now, one of the goals of the CFN Fish-Off was to show how accessible fishing can be even if you don't have a motorized boat. Things like inflatables, kayaks, canoes were all permitted during this event. But one of the main rules of the CFN Fish-Off is that there are no gas-powered boats allowed during our competition. One of the cool rules that we have for our CFN Fish-Off is if you bring kids with you, their catch and their points go towards your total. If you want to be a part of our next CFN Fish-Off challenge, follow CFN Fish-Off on Facebook and join in on our online Fish-Off challenge. The Canadian Fishing Network would like to acknowledge all our great sponsors. Prizes for the CFN Fish-Off have been provided by Fishing Magnets, Handlebarz Lures, Larry's Lucky Leaders, Krome Fish Flies, Baitcloud, SIB Sport. Stay tuned for the release of episode 3 and make sure you subscribe to the Canadian Fishing Network YouTube channel and of course, follow us on Facebook.